We are proud to recognize MiddleGround Capital as our Private Equity Innovator of the Year. MiddleGround was selected based on our criteria of progressive private equity firm operations, proactive due diligence, transformational value creation, and embracement of ESG. First, MiddleGround was founded by operators. When working with MiddleGround, it's very clear that they run their own business, much like a portfolio company would be run. Second, value creation is at their core. The balance of MiddleGround professionals are on their value creation team. They approach due diligence with the goal of informing their value creation plan, so they know what a company could or should be before they even make an investment. Third, once they make an investment, they proactively work with their management teams to transform their portfolio companies. Fourth, MiddleGround embraces ESG. They were one of the first middle market PE firms to be a signatory to the United Nations supported Principles for Responsible Investment. We see the foundations of ESG being embraced both at the firm level and within their portfolio company value creation plans. Here's more of the story from the MiddleGround team.
Hi, I'm John Stewart, the founding and managing partner of MiddleGround Capital. My partners and I formed MiddleGround in 2018 with the desire to create something different in private equity. At MiddleGround Capital, we're different because we're trying to be different. From day one, we plan to develop a firm based on our background as operators that would be laser focused on North American industrial B2B companies. We also wanted to create a firm culture second to none, where employees would have work-life balance, the best benefits, and top quartile compensation. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is firmly implanted in our DNA. MiddleGround is different because we are real operators. 30% of our team have comparable experience to my own. In a world where limited partners are looking for groups that have some differentiated approach to value creation, many are finding MiddleGround Capital as the answer. We are proud to be headquartered in Lexington, Kentucky, with an office in New York and soon an office to be opened in Europe. Less than 4 years ago, we had no employees, no investors, no portfolio companies. Over the last 4 years, we've grown the firm to over 60 employees and have successfully deployed over $1.5 billion of capital. And today we have a total of $2.7 billion of assets under management.
Because John and I have a deep operational background and worked with Lauren for over 10 years, all three of us work collaboratively to make sure our investment returns depend on MiddleGround making real operational improvement in our investments. This is the secret sauce of MiddleGround Capital. I'm always amazed when we show up at the management presentation and the management team has researched us online and tell us that they feel as if they know us already. John, our managing partner, authored a book on shop floor improvement, and many times the management teams will mention that when we are visiting the facility. The point is that we walk in the door with credibility. We don't wear suits and ties and dresses with high heels to management presentations at industrial companies. We bring our own safety equipment and wear clothes that we aren't afraid to get dirty. This makes a difference in the way future management teams perceive us. Another advantage we bring to our portfolio investments is our strong personal networks, deep industry contacts, long-standing relationships with management, business owners, customers, and vendors, as well as third-party advisory groups. By having a well-rounded network, we position ourselves to make sure our portfolio investments have the resources available to execute the value creation plan and maximize every opportunity.
MiddleGround has been successful deploying capital at an accelerated pace due to the investment that the firm has made building out and training our team. Our team is much bigger than similar firms with comparable AUM. We are building a firm for the future by investing today. Making good investment decisions is the focus of our diligence process. To do this, we conduct research prior to investing in new industries and develop a defined investment theses, utilize our BD team and investment team to proactively source deals, get senior level buy-in for deals prior to signing them to the deal team, and follow a defined process that identifies the internal and external resources necessary to successfully complete diligence and get the deal executed. We spend the time up front educating intermediaries on the areas we are looking to invest so they view us as a high probability buyer to execute the deal. Our differentiating factor is the incorporation of our operating team into every aspect of our process, which enables us to clearly define value creation plans early on and enables us to hit the ground running once an asset is acquired.
Partnering with the management teams to identify areas of potential opportunity is essential for success when developing the value creation plan. From the time we meet the management teams at the management presentation, we begin a dialogue with them about potential opportunities for improvement. Even though we have our own operating team and have a lot of expertise in-house, the management team members are the real experts about their industry and their business. Our operational focus is a differentiation of our firm. With hundreds of years of operating experience, our in-house dedicated operating team is made up of professionals with a variety of backgrounds and disciplines. The one consistent element is that all of our operating professionals have come from businesses where they had roles that helped them add value to our portfolio companies. We create value with our management teams by giving them access to senior executives that can advise them on a variety of challenges the business may face. Each board of directors has at least 2 independent board members and often more that are aligned with the industry and markets where the company operates. Every board has an independent audit chair to make sure the company is following the best practices to fair and accurate accounting practices. We also tap into the talent of this group to work on portfolio-wide initiatives that drive value for all of our portfolio companies. MiddleGround Capital has a variety of tools in our toolbox that touches every line of the balance sheet and the income statement. All of these tools are utilized to help industrial business-to-business companies maximize every opportunity.
When MiddleGround closed its first fund in 2019, it was like many other North American PE firms. It had an ESG policy we could point investors toward, but no real ESG program. Our founding partners quickly turned their attention, once the fund was raised, to doing something different in industrial private equity. Unfortunately, there was not a lot of good comparable models. The team turned to the UNPRI and their program for ESG. UNPRI organization was instrumental in the development of our policies and practices. As we were putting in our own processes, UNPRI reached out and said they had no sub-billion-dollar industrial signatories and asked if we would be the first. We didn't hesitate, took up the challenge. We became signatories to the UNPRI in June of 2020. We have incorporated ESG into the underwriting materials and due diligence for all of our deals. We have created ESG committees on each of our portfolio companies' board of directors. And we've set KPIs for each area of ESG and have started measuring our companies against those. In 2022, I'm excited that our executive leadership team has decided to invest in a dedicated ESG team, 100% dedicated to the execution of our ESG policy and initiatives in our firm and with our portfolio investments. We are also investigating a dedicated ESG investment strategy that would have us targeting industries that are notorious for operations that are bad for the environment, or have poor working conditions, but manufacture products that are essential for the productive society in the future. Finally, we openly share all of our ESG work with other firms that request our support. Making the world a better place should be a collaboration in the industry and not a competitive factor.
Our diversity efforts are part of a strategic plan developed and initiated by our founding partners and supported by our whole team. We try to be different in every area of our business, and we refer to this approach as Private Equity 2.0. Our founding partners had the foresight to think about diversity as they built the team at MiddleGround Capital. Our vision for the firm is one of inclusion. Regardless of educational or professional background, gender or race, we strive to be the employer of choice for top talent. So, key decisions such as those involved in hiring and investing is done through consensus, so everyone has a voice and a veto. Our firm has been ranked one of the best places to work in the state of Kentucky for the last 3 years due to the conscious effort made by our leadership to create a world-class culture and promote awareness of our mission. Our partners are sharing our long-term strategy and ensuring the team has the resources necessary to be successful. We believe in developing our employees both personally and professionally, and we value family first. We have also joined ILPA's DEI initiative so we can work collaboratively with industry professionals and continuously implement and improve diversity efforts in private equity.
On behalf of BluWave, thank you to the top 50 PE innovators for your pivotal role building businesses and supporting economic growth and development for stakeholders across North America and the world.